Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to show you how to make this pattern. It's number 24938 on Bracelet book. So I actually made this pattern myself, so I'm excited to do this tutorial. So I'm going to start by getting my colors. You're going to need 5 colors for this bracelet. I'm going to do some purple, blue, pink right here. I don't know, just kind of randomly picked some out. But you're going to need 5 colors, and there's going to be 2 strands of every color. The ones that I picked is this dark blue 820, 740. This one's from Loops and Threads though. That's different. This one is 3845. This is just white, and I think this is right. Not really sure. 554. So we're gonna start by getting our strings. So I'm just gonna take this one first, and you want a wingspan length for all of these. So I'm gonna hold this in one hand and then just pull it out all the way to my other hand. So it's a wingspan length all the way across. It's pretty long, but we're gonna take this long string, let me cut it right here, and then you will, once we start the bracelet, we will fold it in half, so it'll actually be 2 strings. And then once you have one, you can just take your other colors, line it up with one of the ends, and then just pull it out to the exact same length. Now I have all my strings. They're pretty long, as you can tell, but I'm gonna take the 2 ends, put them together like this, and then go to the other side, that's the loop, like this. So this is gonna be your strings like this, and then we'll tie a knot at the top here. So I just take it, wrap it around 2 fingers, and then pull it back up through the center like that, and then you can just tie it. I like to leave some room for ties. Usually I just put my fingers in there and then pull it tight, and that will usually be good because we can make ties. Like on this one I did braided ties, this one I did twisted, depends on what you want. But for this one I'm going to do this, so I'm going to tape it down and then we will start. I have purple zigzag washi tape for today. So the first thing I'm going to do is organize my strings. So I'm going to have 1 of every color on each side. So I'm just going to take the whites, put them on opposite sides, like the same thing. So you'll have 5 of each color on each side. The next thing we're going to have to do is organize the strings in what order we want to start them with. I made a variation on Bracelet book. So I went to the pattern that I wanted to do, which is this one, and then you click this button, add a variation, and then they'll bring you to a new tab and you can input what colors you want. So I put in all of my colors right here, and then it will put out this pattern right here. So if you wanted to adjust them a little bit, you could drag this around, and then you just do save and test, and then once you like it, you can submit to the site. And I also link the variation that I made, this one right here, in the description. So if you want to use the same colors or this variation, you can look down there and do that. When I scroll down here, you can see that the pattern comes up right here. And what's really helpful about doing this is it also has all your colors lined up how you want them. So that I know that my dark blue is going to be first, and then my whites are going to be in the center. So that is how I know how to line up all of my colors. So like I said before, I'm going to have my dark blue first, and then my purplish color, then blue, then pink, then white. So this side was already kind of lined up. Do the same on this side, and then we will start with the first knots. The first one I'm going to do is 1 forward knot in the center with my 2 whites. So I'm just going to move these other ones to the side and focus on these ones. Your first knots won't be perfect because they're all scrunched up here obviously, but just a refresh on a forward knot, this will be your base string and this will be the other string. Because they're the same color, it doesn't matter what knot you do, but I'm just going to show you forward. So you're going to make a 4 this way and then pull it under, and you do that twice. So there's once and then twice. So the next knot that I'm going to do is with the pink and the blue over here. So I'm going to take these 2, and we have 3 forward knots with this tealish light blue. So same thing as before, I'm going to make a 4 and then pull it through. Do that twice on this string. And then I'm going to move that pink string over and go to my next one, which is the white one. And before I said 3, but actually you can't do 3 until you do the other side. So just stop with 2 right there. You can move those to the side, and then you're going to take the pink and blue from the other side and do 3 backward knots. So the pink will now be your bass string, blue is the string you're doing, and this is like the opposite way, and pull it through. Again, you do every knot twice. And then we will go to the other white that's in the center here. And then after I finish this knot, that will be when we do the third one, which the pattern says a forward knot, doesn't matter. I'm just going to do that. So I have a forward knot right in the center between the 2 blues. So now that I finished that, we're gonna move on to the outside, which we have 2 forward knots right here. So I'm gonna start with my dark blue and do a forward knot over this light purple. Next we have one over the pink. And then this next part is a forward backward knot. So it's over the white string, so I'm gonna take the white string, make sure the rest of these are out of the way. And I said before, every knot has 2 parts, so I'm gonna do the forward part. You go across this way and pull through, and then the backward part. So you're gonna keep your bass string down, bring your string this way, and then backward knot. So I'm gonna go across and under like this. Now you can see that my white string stays over here and the blue string comes back this way. Now you're gonna be doing that same thing on the other side, but I just like to finish this little corner. So the next thing I'm gonna do is another forward backward, but this is with the purple over the pink. We'll do purple over pink, forward once, and then backward once. And then to finish off this little triangle on the side, we're gonna do 2 backward knots with this blue. So I have this blue, doing 2 over the pink, and then 2 over the purple. We're gonna do this exact same thing on the other side now. So I can move all that over, come over here, and we will start with 2 backward knots. And then over the white will be our backward forward. So I just did the backward, now the forward part. And then same thing as last time, we will do purple over pink over here. So I have my purple on the outside, and we're doing a backward forward knot, and then the blue will come back over the pink and the purple forward knots to the outside. So now we finished those 2 little triangle things on the outside, and we're gonna go back to the center and do blues all the way out. So I'm gonna start on the left side, and I have this blue, and then I'm going to take the first one, which will be the white. So this is the bass string, and we're gonna do backward knots all the way down to the edge. Now I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side, but with backward knots all the way. Now that I finished that, I'm gonna go to the next thing, which will be the exact same thing, but with whites all the way down. So I'll get my whites from the center and do all the way this way and then all the way that way. The row of whites is now done, and I'm gonna do pretty much the same thing with this pink, except for at the very edges we are going to do backward forward or forward backwards knots. So I'm just gonna go until the blue is on either side, and then I will show you how to do the end ones. I just finished doing the pink almost all the way to the edges, so now I have the white string, which is my far edge, and on this edge I will do a backward forward. So the first part of my knot is going to go this way, and then the second one will be a forward knot, which will be across this way. So that's what you're gonna do on the edge right there. And then it's the same thing on the other side, but opposite. So this one will be a forward backward. So we do a forward knot, just across this way, back and through. And then a backward knot, this way. Now we are gonna start with the purple. Like in this bracelet, it'll be like this orange right here in the center, or this teal right here, so that's what we're gonna do. So take your 2 strings in the center, so they should be the same color. Mine are this light purple, and we're going to do 2 forward knots. So this one will just be with the 2 colors first, and then you'll do 1 over the next string. For me is dark blue. And then on this next one will be a backward forward. So you'll do the first part as backward, the next part as forward. Then you're gonna stop, go back to the center, take your other color, and we will do forward knot. And this one will be a forward backward. Now you're gonna take your 2 in the center, for me it's this dark blue, and just do 1 forward knot. Now that we did that, we are going to go back over here, take your purple or whatever color you're using, and do 1 forward knot. Then come back to the right side, take the purple, and do a backward knot. And then we will combine these two right here in the center. Doesn't matter what knot you do because it's the same color. And now you have your first little diamond square thing in the center. So the next thing will be the edges of the bracelet. So I'm gonna go back and take my pink and I will do 1 forward knot onto this blue string. Then I will do a forward backward onto this dark blue string. And also a forward backward with the white over the blue on this side. Then I'm gonna come back, grab my pink again, do a backward knot onto this blue. And then this will be a backward forward onto the white. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side except for opposite. So I will start with a backward knot, then a backward forward onto the blue, then a backward forward with the white, a backward with pink, then a backward forward onto the white. Now we're back to the same thing we did with the other purple triangle. But this time, instead of starting with the knot in the center, we already have that from the bottom of the first one. So then you'll just take your purples and start with a backward knot on this side. Then a backward forward on this one. On this side will be a forward knot and then a forward backward. Then 1 knot with the 2 blues in the center, and then we'll do the same thing as before with closing the purples around it. So I'll do 1 forward with this side and 2 backwards on this one. Now we're going to do the same thing like this right here. So it'll be a forward and then a forward backward. Forward backward with white, and then I will close out the pink with a backward and then backward forward. I'm going to do the triangle on this side right now. It's the same as the one above it, so if you need to go back and rewatch the video, you can go ahead and do that. So I just finished my edges on this side. This will be our last little diamond in the center. Same thing as the first and second, so I'm just going to do that real quick, and then I'll be back to show you the other closing part of it. I just finished my last diamond in the center, so now with the pink, we're going to do pretty much the same as before, but instead of going back out, we're just going to go straight down like a chevron. So I will do some forward knots down until I reach the center, so I believe it's 3 of them. Same thing will be on the other side, but with backward knots. Then once you do them down the side, you will do 1 in the center. And there we go. So now to start our next section, we are going to do the white all the way down, and it will kind of come into the same kind of triangle, or sorry, X shape as before, and then it will change colors. So in this one, we started with darker pink around the edges, a yellow, and then orange in the center with little blue dots. And then as you can see here, kind of changes colors all the way down the bracelet. So I will do white knots all the way in a chevron shape. I'm now connecting them in the center right here, and then we will go back with the blue, and I'm going to start on the left side. So I'm going to take my blue and then my next base string, which is the darker blue, and I will do 2 forward knots, so 1 over the dark blue, 1 over the purple, and then on this pink string we will do a forward backward. And now we're going to go back with this dark blue and do a forward backward onto the purple. So then blue will do 2 backward knots this way. Similar thing on the other side, we will do 2 backward knots, then a backward forward with the blue, a backward forward with the dark blue, and then back. Now that I finished that, I will go back to the middle and get my whites, and we're going to do whites all the way out to the sides. So I'm going to start on the left and just do backward knots all the way off the edge. Now I will do forward all the way down the right. So now, as you can see, this is pretty much the same as this, but different colors. So what you would do next is another chevron right here, and then another one right here, and then you just keep repeating that. So if you want to start from this exact point, just go to this timestamp in the video. Just rewatch it if you need any help doing this part again, but I'm just going to start the time lapse now, and I will be back when I finish this bracelet. I just finished my bracelet, and at the end I'm going to tie another knot like I did at the top. So I'm just going to put my strings through here and tie it at the bottom, and then I'm going to do my ties. So for this one, I think I'll do braided ties, maybe twisted. So I just tied my knot here, and then I will take it off the tape and cut this loop at the top. So I'm just going to tape it down again, do a little braid. So this is my finished bracelet. I hope this tutorial helped you. Yeah, so please share and subscribe and like this video, and I will have more tutorials and other videos coming soon. Have a great day.